This is going to be the second video in section 2, creating content and adding collections, adding content through user input. Specifically, we'll show how to use the default HTML input elements inside of Meteor templates, and we will handle those events through the template events handlers section. So here we go. Now, as you can see up here on the top of the screen, we have a lot of real estate to deal with. So we're going to go ahead and put in a text area and a button inside of there. So we're going into our tmpl toolbar.html file. We're going to go ahead and add a new list item, and we're going to create a class. And the class name here is going to be navbar form, some other stuff. The Bootstrap needs navbar left to make it look nice and good. And then we're going to put in a specific form group inside of there. So we're going to put an input with an ID of txt_add. We're going to make sure that it is of type text and format it here just a little bit. Make sure that it's nice and readable. Okay, and we're also going to put in a placeholder that says add snippet. All right, so we've added our input inside of there. Now let's go ahead and make our button the same way. I'm going to do the ID of btn add to that and give it a little bit of class information that Bootstrap likes to format it nice and blue, and there we go. It's on our screen. It is a little bit short. It could be longer, so we're going to go into a styles.css file, and that at txt add ID, we're just going to do a 10 rem on side of it, which is a root M. And as you can see, it's nice and long now, so there we go. We've added our element. And now what we want to be able to do is when we add text inside of here and we either click add or hit enter, then the text will display below as a new snippet. So in order to do that, we are going to create a template events. So we're going to create a new file, tmpl.toolbar.js, because this is on the toolbars template and not on the snippets template. We're going to go template.toolbar.events. And we're going to declare the different events. So the first one we're going to deal with is the click. So we're going to do the click and the ID of that button, which is btn_add, just like that. Create a regular function handler, just like you would for a regular event you might call through jQuery. But now inside of here, we're going to declare a variable. And that variable is txt node, so we're going to use a little bit of jQuery here just to quickly grab the text area, okay? Because we click the button, we want to be able to add the txt add text from there. So if txt node doesn't exist, or if txt node doesn't have a value, then we don't really want to do anything, so we're just going to go ahead and return. And now we're going to go ahead and add an insert. So we're just going to snippets insert into our snippets collection text.txtnode.val, which is the value from our text area, and then we're going to clear that text node value, which is pointing to txt add. So now inside of here, when we add something in here, hopefully fourth snippet, and click add, there you go. Created the snippet inside of our snippets collection, and of course that instantly appeared. We now want to do the same thing for key press. So it's normally on key press, but we take off the on part portion of that. And we do a key press txt add. Same thing with a function. We'll go ahead and add the if the key code is equal to 13. One sec here. Is not equal to 13, then we're just going to go ahead and return. That means they didn't press enter. We really don't care about it, and we're just going to let it go. We're going to go ahead and do add snippet. Because we're using the exact same code that we're using up here, let's go ahead and pull that out and let's create a function where we can use the same code. So DRY here. Let's go ahead and do add snippet function and just paste that code right in there. And there we go. So that should work. Let's go over to the browser and test it. So what we're expecting here is that now when we type something inside of that box, hit the enter key, it should add to our collection, and we'll make sure that click is still working, and there we go. Everything seems to be in order. Okay, so we were able to use default HTML input elements, specifically a button and an input type text inside of our toolbar. Gave it a little bit of styling, but other than that, it was a straightforward HTML input. And then we were able to handle the events for both the text key press and also for the button click inside of our template.toolbar.events declaration. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do, and you can add any other elements or inputs you would like that way as well in the future. So our next video is going to be securing your application. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you then.